There is a lot of advice out there for independent artists. Post more, show your face more, be more consistent, follow trends, understand the algorithm, make better hooks, create more content. And some of that is genuinely useful. But I don't think that's actually what most independent artists are missing. I think what's missing is something quieter than that. Something underneath all the posting and the trying and the output. A clear sense of what you're actually building. And without that, everything else gets really hard. My name is Nicky Roger, and this channel is called Indiethos. I made it for independent artists who want to grow, but not at the cost of losing themselves in the process. Not just artists who want more streams or more followers, but artists who want more direction, more clarity, a stronger sense of who they actually are and what they're trying to build. Maybe you've already released music. Maybe you've invested real time, real money, real energy into this. Maybe from the outside it looks like you're doing something with your music, but from the inside, it still feels messy. You doubt yourself more than you'd like to admit. You change direction more often than feels healthy. You look at what other artists are doing and quietly wonder if you should be doing that instead. You're working, you're showing up, but something still feels slightly off. If that sounds familiar, this channel is for you. Here's what I've come to understand after talking to a lot of independent artists. Most of them are not stuck because they're not talented enough. And they're not stuck because they're not working hard enough. They're stuck because they're trying to build something meaningful inside systems that reward speed, volume, and attention. Platforms that don't care about your process. Platforms that only see your output. Platforms that show you someone else winning every time your numbers go quiet. And if you don't have a strong enough sense of who you are as an artist, those systems will pull you in every direction. You start reacting, you start comparing, you start adjusting your sound, your content, your direction, not because you want to, but because the silence feels like a verdict. And after a while you're still working, but you don't fully recognize yourself and what you're making anymore. That's the kind of problem I want to talk about here. Not just, how do I get more plays? But, who am I as an artist? What am I actually trying to build? And how do I keep going without losing the thing that made me start in the first place? So Indiethos is going to explore questions like, what does your artistic identity actually look like? And how do you build it on purpose instead of by accident? What does real momentum mean when you're still small and the numbers don't reflect what you're putting in? How do you make decisions from a clear place instead of just reacting to whatever is happening around you? How do you keep going without becoming cynical, without burning out, without becoming a slightly different artist every 3 months? This channel is going to cover things like artistic identity, creative direction, self-doubt, momentum, visibility, the pressure of platforms, and how to build something that actually lasts as an independent artist. Not in a believe yourself and everything will work out kind of way. And also not in a just figure out the algorithm and you'll be fine kind of way. Somewhere in the middle, in the real place, where you're trying to make honest work, while also trying to grow, survive, and not completely lose your mind. That's what this is. If any of this already feels relevant to where you are right now, if you recognize even a little bit of yourself in what I just described, then stick around. Subscribe, because this is exactly what we're going to keep digging into. Not quick fixes, not trend reports, not another video telling you to post 3 times a day and everything will change. Just honest, useful thinking about what it actually takes to build something real as an independent artist. The long game. That's what this channel is about. Welcome to Indiethos.